In my mind, this is very obvious. That's what you need to stop.
I think it could actually have the potential to transform my game completely. Yeah. Welcome back to On the Road with Iona. We are in California today and I've come to the Titleist Performance Institute to see Dr. Greg Rose. He's going to put me through my paces, assess my entire body from head to toe to see how that's impacting my golf swing. And the good news is, if you find this video interesting today and you want to do the exact same thing yourself, you can with a local Titleist Performance Institute trainer. You can look them up online. They're all over the world and you can do exactly what I'm doing here today as well. Let's get going.
Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Greg Rose here at the Titleist Performance Institute. I'm one of the co-founders here. I'm excited. I've got Iona here today and we're going to try and help her game. We're going to take her through our normal assessment process. It's going to start with a physical assessment just so I can get an idea of how her body's working. And then we're going to go look at the swing. We're going to look at everything from how she creates power from the ground to how she uses that power through her swing. So I'm excited. Let's go through broken bone surgeries, traumas, anything that you know about that's cost you more than a week of golf in your life.
Okay. Well, the headline is my wrist.
Okay, right wrist?
Right wrist.
Right wrist.
And my understanding is I have stage 4 osteoarthritis in my right wrist.
Okay.
And I had a bunch of steroid injections.
Never had it removed, just injected and drained?
Yeah.
Okay.
Too many steroid injections and I think,
How many?
I mean, I think I had 11.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, same doctor?
Yeah.
Is that legal? I don't know.
I flew across and he was a stem cell expert. And they said I had stage 4 osteoarthritis in my wrist and bone on bone on in some of the bones in the joint.
Okay, so they did the stem cell injections?
Yeah. And then I didn't touch a golf club for nearly 3 years.
Did you grow up like hitting on mats and stuff like that? Or
yeah,
like...
it was. I didn't grow up playing golf. I grew up playing field hockey.
But you never had a broken wrist.
No,
you never
no,
fell
nothing,
on your hand.
No,
Nothing
no,
like there's
nothing like that.
Okay, so it's just from repetitive.
Yeah.
You think from okay. No elbow, shoulder, neck, nothing up here.
I've got a very sensitive neck.
Any LASIK, anything here? Do you wear contacts?
I wear contacts.
I'd say it's the #1 reason players get out of the game. Wrist. Neck's #2, by the way.
Right.
And just so you know, like the neck, the reason I asked about the neck is anytime the wrist is involved, we always look at the neck, because the neck's the fuse box for the wrist. So if any of the power supply is off, so the fact that that's sore there too could be related. So I never want to assume anything. So I always ask everybody the same question. I always say, imagine you're walking down the beach, you find a bottle, you rub on the bottle and a genie pops out. Let's say that genie's me, and I can give you 3 wishes today for your golf career. How can I help?
That's a good question.
Imagine I can do anything.
I mean, a couple of things. I obviously am playing a little bit more now, and I've got aspirations to play a little bit competitively again. So I guess I'd love to get your advice on how can I play pain-free in a way that I don't have to worry that.
Have you made any modifications?
I released the club a little bit earlier from the top, so I kind of try to get the wrist out of this extended position as quickly as I can.
No grip changes?
Yeah, I've changed to a baseball grip from an overlap, which I felt strengthened up the back of my right hand.
Was your miss a hook?
It was a low, awful, shallow hook.
Yeah, low screamer, yeah.
But,
oh, this is the opposite of most players on the planet, right? Most players are too steep and they're trying to get shallow. So this is a good problem. But,
well, it's felt like a pain in the neck for me because I've really struggled to stop doing that.
I always say there's like dreams and goals and then there's action steps. Like I'm talking actions, like what needs to happen to reach those goals.
Yeah.
So you think if you were pain-free and it wasn't dropping, you can take it from there?
I think so.
Okay. Rest of your game, putting, chipping, short game, all that's all good?
Yeah, it needs a bit more practice, but it's all thereabouts.
Okay. All right. Well then, I'm looking forward to seeing this. So what we'll do is we'll start with a quick physical screen. I always say before I give you any advice, I always want to know what you're doing, I want to know why you're doing it, and I want to know how you're doing it. We use different technology here to answer each of those questions, right? One of the most important whys is your body, right? So it's a lot of times, well, why are you looping it? Well, it could be because of your body. It could be just a technique that you learn. But to know that, I need to do a physical screen. So it's going to be like monkey see, monkey do. It's pretty easy. I'm going to do something. I want to see you do it. First 10 minutes is just simple movement stuff, and then we're going to check some strength and power stuff.
Yeah.
I'm ready. If you're ready, let's do it. Okay. So we use an app. I don't know if you've seen this, but this is what we use for all of our players. So as I go through the screen, I'm going to put the data into the app, and then we have a little AI machine learning that'll kind of give us some cool insight too as we do this. Okay, so all we're going to do first is we're going to pretend like we're hitting like a 5-iron, mid-iron.
Okay.
And then just take your arms across your arms. I'm just going to take a look at your posture real quick. And then I want you to imagine that your belt is a bucket of water. Watch my belt. I'm going to take that bucket of water, and when I ask you, I'm going to ask you to dump the water forward, and then I'm going to ask you to dump the water backwards, maintaining posture.
Okay.
Okay, let me see. Go ahead and dump the water forward, and then dump the water backwards. Just a little shake there.
Yeah.
Okay, now imagine you're in a barrel. The barrel's electrified, so if you touch the sides of the barrel, you get shocked.
Yeah.
You're going to rotate your lower body, but don't move your shoulders. So just twist in the barrel for me. Keep going, don't move your shoulders. Keep going, just rotate, just twist. Either side feel harder? Rotating right or left?
I think going right feels harder.
Okay, I'm going to hold your shoulders.
Yeah.
Go ahead and keep going.
Yeah, right definitely feels a bit
Okay,
tighter.
now we're going to do the exact same thing. This time, don't move your lower body, just rotate your upper body. Pin your lower body. Don't move that lower body. Nice and quiet, keep it quiet. I see your lower body moving a lot when you turn to the right too, so really go slow and don't move your lower body when you go to the right. Okay, do you mind? I'm going to pin your hips. Okay, now go ahead and rotate to the right and to the left. Go all the way left. And let me see you go right again. And then left. Is right harder here too?
Maybe a bit tighter, but when I go left, I feel that pinch in that.
Oh, okay.
little-
You're going to take this, you're going to hold it right on top of your head. And what I want is I want your elbows at 90 degrees. So, that's perfect right there. Okay, now, keeping that hand width apart, press the bar straight up overhead. Now I want your feet shoulder width apart, toes pointing straight forward. Shoulder width apart with your feet, a little farther. Good, now keeping your heels on the ground, toes pointing straight forward. How far down can you squat, keeping the bar over your head? Hey, come on, back up. The clicking is...
yeah, the clicking is pretty great.
Let me watch that one more time. Back up. Tell me if you feel like you put more weight on one side versus the other as you go down. Just pay attention this time. Go ahead.
Went over to the right there.
Say it again.
I went over to the right there.
Okay, you feel like there's more load over here?
On the way down, I felt like there was a little wiggle over there to get down.
I felt like you went right, but you ended up left. Is that what it feels like
and
to you?
then to come back up, it was almost the opposite. Okay.
It's pretty good. Take your hands like this. Now let me see you squat. Is that still here or is that gone?
It's not there. I actually felt tightness there.
Okay.
In the front of my shins.
Okay, I still saw the same thing here. So I'm gonna go. We're gonna come down just like this.
Okay.
Keeping your heel on the ground. I want to see how far your knee gets in front of your toe.
Is this 90?
That's perfect right there.
Yeah.
And now bring your knee towards me, keeping your heel on the ground.
Yeah.
Come back for me one more time. Make sure your hip doesn't drive out, so
Okay.
keeping the femur pointing towards me. Yep. Now compare that to your left side.
Okay.
Femur pointing to me, good. Either side tighter.
Definitely the right.
Yeah, okay. And now I want you to lay on your back for me real quick. Keeping your knees together, grab onto your shins and pull your knees tight to your chest. Take both hands on your right knee and pull to your left shoulder.
With a straight leg or?
Just like that?
Yeah.
Now take your left knee, pull to your right shoulder, and tell me if either one's tighter.
We're both a bit tight out there actually, but maybe my right a bit tighter.
No huge difference though.
No, quite similar.
Knees bent, feet flat. Keep your knees right there, feet on the ground. Knees and feet together. Good. Take your hands up in the air just like this. Bring your feet a little bit closer to your butt. Good. Now from here, lift your butt up in the air. Good. Now keeping your pelvis nice and level. Don't let one side drop. Keeping that left pelvis high, extend your left leg. Just extend it straight out and don't let your left pelvis drop. Hold here about 10 seconds. If you feel like anything's going to cramp, you let me know.
Okay.
Don't let that left side drop. And switch legs for me. Don't let the right side drop now.
Okay.
Go ahead, right leg. What I want to know is if we're going to have a contest, which leg are you going with? Are they the same?
My left.
This one right here?
Yeah.
This is easier?
Yeah.
Switch again just to make sure.
Feels stronger.
Try this one. Definitely this is weaker?
Oh shit.
Don't let that left one tends to drop. Bring that left, yep. Now try the other leg.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
going with my
this
left.
is stronger, yep. Okay, I can see it. Okay, give your hand, come
Thank
on
you.
up, yep. Okay, now we're gonna go feet together, knees locked. Let me see you touch your toes.
Oh, this is going to make you laugh.
Okay, come back up. As soon as your knees bend, I want you to stop. So keep your
Okay.
knees straight, go nice and slow. So right there.
Yeah.
What's stopping you there?
My hamstrings.
Okay, have a seat on the ground again, sorry.
Okay.
I want to see, actually, let me see, try and touch your toes sitting. Let me see you just try and touch your toes here.
Like this?
Yeah. Okay, go ahead and lay on your back. Hands down by your side. Keeping your right leg down. Let me
Yep.
see you raise your left leg up as high as you can.
Straight?
Yep. And let me see the other side. About the same or left one a little tighter? Let me see, totally relax here. Totally relax.
Pretty rubbish.
Totally relax.
Right feels tighter.
Totally relax here. Let me see you raise this one again. Now let me see the other side. Now, you notice totally relax here?
Yeah.
You notice how much easier it is for me to, now where are you feeling that?
Hamstring, behind the knee.
Here.
Yeah, and the hamstring.
Okay. I promise we're coming up for good this time.
Okay.
Come on.
It's all good.
Okay, now let me just,
I think it's going to be really interesting because hopefully a lot of you can try these things at home too if you're watching this.
okay. All right, so now we're gonna go just like this. Feet together, over like this. See you rotate that back as far as you can. As far as you can. There you go. I was gonna say, man, that was limited. Okay, that's a little better. Let me see the left one. Go ahead and rotate that back as far as you can. Okay, 5-iron posture again. Right arm out just like this. Good. And rotate it again. Good, left arm. Here, good. Rotate that. Okay. Feet together, just like this again. I want you to raise your right leg up so your thigh is parallel. So watch that real quick. And other leg. If we're gonna have a contest, you like one leg better than the other?
I like to stand on my left.
Okay, staying right here. Close your eyes for 2 seconds. And open your eyes. Okay, when you're ready, we're gonna go for time. Close your eyes when you're ready. Okay, let's try the other side. Let's try right leg.
I got the giggles.
Eyes open, left leg up. Close your eyes for 2 seconds and open your eyes. Okay, when you're ready.
Okay.
I need to see the other leg again. Eyes open,
Okay.
left leg down, right leg up. Okay, when you're ready. So tell me if I'm seeing this. Go in front of that mirror over there. And you like your left leg down, right? Standing on your right leg, look in the mirror. Lift your left leg up. See your pelvis nice and level?
Yeah.
Go the other way. Does the right hip jack up in the air here?
I guess I feel like when that one's, I'm able to go straight up.
Right.
Whereas this one, I'm kind of having to lean on,
Yeah, you have to
lean
kind
over
of
on this
hike a little
side.
bit. Yeah, but you like that side, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've probably biased to my left leg. I was always stronger on my left leg, like what I could lift in the gym and stuff.
So imagine there's like a bench. You're gonna sit on the bench here, heads against the wall. You're gonna press your back flat so I can't get my hand underneath your lower back.
Okay.
Elbows locked. You're gonna slowly raise your arms up. If you get to a point where you feel like you have to arch your back, stop.
Okay.
Get rid of this space. Good. Now, elbows locked. Keep in that space.
Yeah.
Raise your arms as high as you can without adding space here. Okay, come back down. Elbows locked.
Yeah.
Just this arm. Don't lose space. Good. Back down. And the right one. Either one harder?
Feels
About the
like
same.
right the same, but No, about the same. Maybe the left one's a little bit blocked.
Okay, you can throw your shoes back on.
Okay.
Now we're gonna go standing right there facing me again. You're gonna put all your weight on your right leg, left toes like this. Good, hands on your hips. All your weight's on your right leg, the left one's just there for balance.
Right.
The left leg can swivel wherever you want. I wanna see how far you can rotate to the right, keeping all your weight on your right leg. And now let me see how far you can rotate to the left. Keeping all your weight on your right leg.
Oh.
And the left leg can swivel out. Good, now let's go right again. Turn to the right. Okay, now left leg down. Now we're gonna go all your weight on your left leg, rotate to the left as far as you can. And now we're gonna go all the way to the right as far as you can. Either of those feel different, right or left? It looks similar. Come on over here real quick. I'm just gonna make sure. Lay on your back, head here, feet over this way. Just wanna make sure hip range of motion, since you mentioned that with your back before. Well, that looks really good. Let me see the other side. Well, that's really good. Just want to make sure there's no any discomfort there at all.
Yeah.
0's no pain, 10's horrible pain. What's that?
5.
5.
It was like a pinching in that top hip. Ah! Yeah.
That one like 7, 8?
Yeah. It's like in there is like a pinch or like a tightness. Still the same pinch.
And that wasn't as bad.
It's not as bad.
That was like what number?
4. No, it's actually not there.
Any of that pinching there? It's only
No,
when I go across the midline.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. You can sit up. Well, I'm just gonna rock my feet back and forth. My knees are moving.
Oh,
just
yeah.
the feet.
Oh.
Don't grab your knees. Can you just rock your feet back and forth?
Nope.
Doesn't want to go in, does it? Let me see you go out. Let me see you go in. Let me see you go out. Let me see you go in. There's nothing over there. Let me see you go out again. Let me see you go in. In on this side. And in on this side. Shoes off again. Sorry.
That's okay.
So hopefully you can feel the difference here. If I take your left ankle, you feel me rock that back and forth?
Yep.
And if I hold, that's the rear foot. If I hold the rear foot, you can see me rock this back and forth, right?
Yeah.
I get over here, I can go this way, I can't go that way.
Right.
Feel the difference?
Yeah.
And if I hold this, I can go this way. You can't, like your whole right foot doesn't want to go that way.
Got you.
Any, like to the outside of your foot in your backswing?
Any?
Like weight shift or anything? Do you ever notice any like sway or anything on the
Yeah,
outside?
I've got to keep an eye on this way a little bit, but
You do sometimes?
nothing major.
Okay.
But when I used to play field hockey, I also used to play squash. I
Yeah.
forgot to say that. When I was younger, in my teenage years, I remember probably the only other real injury I had was I rolled my ankles quite a few times.
Okay. We're gonna sit on the corner of this bench facing me right here. Good. That left hip's got me a little concerned.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's...
Hold on to that right there. As the genie trying to keep you playing pain-free, that's got me a little concerned too. Put your right foot over your left, keep your knees together. Bring your, yeah, there you go. Keep those knees together, sitting tall for me. Keeping the knees together, slowly rotate to the right as far as you can keep your knees together. So rotate right. And back to center. Stay tall for me. I'm gonna get a measurement of that. Keeping the knees together and back to center. And you're gonna do that once more time, nice and slow. Okay. And switch legs for me. Left on top, keeping the knees together. And we're gonna rotate left when you're ready, nice and slow, keeping the knees together.
Is the head allowed to come as
Your
well?
head can move anywhere it wants.
Oh,
And
right.
back to center.
Didn't do that last time.
And go keep the knees together, most important piece. Turn left. Compare those to me, left and right.
Can I try the right again?
Yeah.
Right, it's a lot more blocked.
Yeah, it's about 4 degrees, it's like 4 or 5 degrees. Hands like this, let's check those wrists. Okay, so now what you're gonna do is we'll check forearms first. Just go, keeping your forearms so that they don't go in or up or down, just keeping them parallel to each other and parallel to the ground. Just turn your palms up and then turn your palms down. Good. Take your hands just like this. Let me see you hinge down. Let me see you hinge up and down and up Good, hands out like this, flex. And if there's pain, you stop. Let me see you extend. No pain? Okay, just a little tighter on that side.
Yep.
Keeping your mouth closed, I want to see you rotate as far as you can to the left. And then try and touch my thumb here. Let me see you go right, as far as you can. And try and touch my thumb here. No chance. Let me see you go over here again. Obviously way worse on the right, right? Just relax your head. I'm going to see what kind of range of motion you got here. Yeah, that is severely restricted, just so you know.
Right.
Rotate left as far as you can. Back to center. Rotate right as far as you can. Right's harder, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, you can sit up for me.
Okay.
Man, I would have a field day with that neck.
Great. That's music to my ears because I've had just like sore neck and shoulders and shoulder blades for as long as I can remember. Like
And
long
no one's
time.
ever treated any of this stuff.
No.
Did you ever have like rehab done? Like, did they do therapy?
It's
on
just
you?
like I just like lifted marbles into a glass and
Like when all this was going on, you said they did injections. That was somebody treating you? Like, were you getting like therapy done?
I mean, I tried a lot of therapies. I tried, you know, I obviously went to see physios and I tried some acupuncture. I felt like I was exploring all options and trying to attack it from all angles, but just never got there.
Okay. Okay, I got a good idea of your movements. I'd like to check some of your strength and power now.
Okay.
Okay.
This is going to disappoint you.
Disappointed. Hold on, let me. Okay, I'm gonna have you stand on the mat there.
Okay.
We're gonna do a little easy vertical jump. You're just gonna squat and jump. You can use your arms. We're gonna measure vertical
Nice
jump.
easy bum.
Let's do a couple easy ones. We'll warm
Okay.
up first. Good. You can see that was 13 inches.
Okay.
And that was 14.4. Just keep going.
Okay.
See how high you can get. 15.9. Each time it goes up, you get another jump.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, that's quite a fun game.
16 on the butt.
Okay. Try and remember everything.
16.7. Keep going. Pretend like there's a basketball rim. You're gonna try and touch the rim.
Okay.
$16.7 was the highest. That was 16.5. So now here's what you're going to do. You're going to go right leg only. Please land on 2 feet. For safety, you're going to jump from your right, land on 2.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, left leg. It's about the same. Do they feel about the same?
Yeah.
Okay.
Quickest way to realize I'm not in the NBA or the WNBA.
Last jump. You're going to get ready to jump. I want you to get down here and get ready, but hold. When
Uh-huh.
I say go, I just want to see you jump straight up.
Okay.
Go. 14.8. 14.8. Yeah, 14.8. Write that down.
Weird how I feel that in my arms more than I feel it in my legs.
Well, you're definitely using your arms to help get up there.
Right.
Yeah. Have a seat here right on the edge of the chair, facing that way. So you can lean back into the chair if you want. You just can't fall forward out of the chair, but you can
Okay.
lean back. I just want to see you chest pass it to me.
Sure. Yeah, pain in the wrist.
There is pain there?
Yeah.
Okay. Sit tall for me for a second. All right, let's see. Stand up for a second. Can I just see it real fast? Let me just see your wrist. Any discomfort?
No.
Any discomfort?
A little.
So you don't like that one?
That's fine.
Better, so it's more towards the thumb.
Yeah, it's you see, you can actually see my old scar.
Yep,
If you,
yep.
like there.
Yep, I can see it.
Little
I can see it.
dimple, and that is where it is. I was covering the Latin American Amateur in January.
Nothing on the thumb itself.
No.
Take your arm and hold on to this arm. If I traction down, Nothing on the,
No, it's
nothing
fine.
there. Okay.
And there was this guy there who's apparently a very famous wrist surgeon, and I was commentating, and he said, "You know what you're doing?" I said, "I'm commentating." He said, "What? You know, why don't you play?" I said, "I had to retire early," and he said, "Why?" I said, "My wrist." And he said, "What's wrong?" I said, "Stage 4 osteoarthritis." He was like, "Nonsense." He was like, "How old are you?" I said, "I'm in my early 30s." He said, "No, not a chance. You don't have." I said, "No, honestly, that is what I think I have." He said, "I wouldn't believe that until I saw the scans for
Did you
myself."
tell him about the injections?
Yeah, I told him, and he
Yeah.
said, "I still don't believe it."
I mean, it's really rare at your age. Very,
Yeah.
very rare. You said you have stage 4 OA. I'm assuming you've been somewhere where they've done all the radiology and came
Yeah,
up
that
with
was
that.
these guys in LA. They
Okay.
scanned it, the stem cell people.
Okay.
Because the people in the scan, I've had maybe 12 MRI scans on this wrist. Thankfully, when I came to America, they just scanned my arm and my wrist, whereas previously in the UK, I had to get a whole body MRI scan, but to get the wrist. But then they scanned it in LA and they said, yeah, it's crystal clear, and it's you've got a problem there, arthritis. But I just think that there was this other surgeon I met, and he was like, we could take a bit of your ear, and we could use the cartilage in your ear, and we could use it in your wrist. But at that time, I mean, this was like maybe 2-3 years ago. I was just so tired of the
Yeah, I don't blame
pain.
you.
I just was like, I can't open this wrist up again. I just need to leave it.
Yep. Okay. All right. We'll come back to that. So I don't want to do any harm. So I'm gonna have you. Man, that carpet's dirty. Let's lay here. I'm gonna have you head here, feet there, laying on your back. Once again, if this hurts, you tell me. Knees bent. Hold on to that ball.
Knee bend.
Knees bent, feet flat. We're gonna do basically a football or soccer throw-in from your back. So you're gonna hold the ball over your head,
Yeah.
like you're doing a throw-in.
Yeah.
I want you to, as you're sitting up, throw me the ball.
Gotta keep my feet on the ground.
You start with your feet on the ground, and as you start to sit up, you can do whatever you want. Just
Okay.
throw it as you're sitting up.
Okay.
You throw it as you're sitting up.
Okay.
So you don't even care if you sit up. I just want you to throw it as you're sitting up. Yeah, just like that. Does that bother your wrist?
No.
Okay. We're going to see how far you can throw that.
Oh, right. Okay.
Good. See if you can beat that. It's even better. Each time it goes farther, you get another throw.
Right.
Okay, stay right there. Don't move. I do it to my back pocket. There it is. Sit up tall for me. 16. Now don't move. Hold on. 16. Oops.
Oh, it's heavier.
Okay. Same test.
Okay.
Gotcha. Ah, that one slipped. Try it again.
Okay.
Good. Sit tall. 13. Okay. Let me put that in here. On the chest pass, do you think if you went this way, you went this way?
If I go like that, then it's that rolling back and
Yeah,
the release that
yeah.
causes a pain. If I hold it like that, I could do it that way. If you
Let's
chuck
try
that
one.
red ball,
Let's try one this way.
yeah.
I just want to. I got a quick one, but again, if there's pain, stop. But I want to see.
I can
Have
do
a
it
seat on that chair there. Yeah, see if you can modify your wrist position and do more with your left anyway.
Okay. I could just do more with my fingers.
Put your left behind it, right on the side, and then chest pass it this way, like because you use more of your. So you just want to use all your right, don't you?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
You got anything on that left side? You got some power over there? We're gonna test the strength there.
Okay.
Let me see left chest pass. Yeah, let me see that. One more time there.
Oh, I went down.
Okay, now try and put your right hand, but put your right hand on the side so that you're not extending it. Does that still bother it?
No, it was fine, because it's more fingers.
Okay. Okay, I still think we're probably at where we were. Let me see. Yeah, okay, 15-3. Let's go over here.
You know, that doctor I had, the next stage, he said, was to cut the interosseous nerve and try to cut off the...
Anytime you do ablations like that, it's kind of like you're driving down the street, your engine light's off, that's just taking the light bulb out.
I know.
That now you don't know if you're hurting yourself. So, grab onto that handle there.
Yeah.
Step back from the machine.
Yeah.
Left elbow's like this, right arm's extended. You're just going to pull straight back. That bother your wrist at all?
No, not at all.
Okay. Could you do that 8 times if I asked you?
Yeah.
Back down. All the way down. All the way down. Could you do this 8 times?
Yeah.
Back down. Could you do this 8 times?
Nope.
Hold on. Could you do this 8 times? Okay, let me see left. Let me see left arm.
Probably if I...
Right arm back like this, and the right arm's back like, yep, and just pull.
Right, like this.
Yeah, just pull the left one. Could you do that 8 times?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Back down, back down. Okay, left one. Right arm off your leg. Just put your arm back like this, just like this.
Like this.
Yep, and then just join it. Could you do that 8 times?
If there was a good prize at the end, yeah.
So the left one's stronger.
Right.
Okay, 37, 32. Let me just write that down. Now what you're going to do is you're going to stand. You're going to stand right like this, and just stand here, and just like this.
Okay.
Okay, stand right there facing that way. Good. Wrist nice and firm. Shoulders square. Good. Can you hold that?
Yep.
Lean. You can lean forward, the
Yep.
whole body. Now from here, just push it straight out. And keep your left arm out there, so you're just matching. Good. Come, bring the right arm back. Could you do that 8 times?
Yeah.
Okay, come on back. I got it.
Okay.
You can let go. Now, you can lean as much as you want here. You're going to need to lean here.
Okay.
So lean into this. Right arm in front of you.
Yep.
Left arm's out. Okay, now you're going to try and match the left arm. 8 times? Hold on. That looks like, is that like bother your neck at all or
No.
anything? Okay, lean more into this.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to let you have it. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. You do it 8 times? Good. Just one time? and
Yeah, I
just
can do it 8 times.
Right arm's out. Okay. No. Okay. All right, we got this. I think we're at the number there. So I think so this time, right one's stronger. Right stronger push, left one stronger pull. So right's
Okay.
27.
That's interesting.
The 35s.
Okay.
Grab both 35s for me. And you can just right there, just go like this. And now just go straight down and come straight back up. Could you do that 8 times?
Yeah.
Switch legs.
It'd be hard, but I think I could do it.
Go straight down and straight up. You do 8 times?
Probably.
Is that the number? So you think
Yeah.
40 would be too hard?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Once again, if there's any wrist pain, you let me know. And it's like the size of a golf grip.
Yeah.
Arm just like this. You see, squeeze as hard as you can. And relax. Okay. And now hold it down here. Squeeze as hard as you can. And let me see it. Okay, it's the same. Let me see the other side. Squeeze as hard as you can. And down, hard as you can. And let me see. Oh, that was a lot stronger. Hold it out here again.
Okay.
Do that here again.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
How many women do you have coming to do this
A lot.
assessment?
You know, people always ask, like, what's the worst sport to work on, right? As I've worked with all different types of sports. I used to say baseball is the worst because baseball has 250 players, right? Because that's a lot of players to take care of. When
Yeah.
Titleist asked me in 2002 to come help take care of other players, I was like, man, this is going to be easy. I mean, how many players can there be? They sponsor close to 8,000 players worldwide. So I always say we have the biggest team in sports.
Yeah.
There's so many players.
Yeah.
But I would say, I think at the elite level, everybody knows now that you can't not look at the body. I mean, everybody's
It's the
hitting it
engine.
so far and
Yeah.
doing something. Yeah, I mean, take a look at this. So all this, by the way, you've already got an email from me, but all this will be on your app. You can look at all this data.
Wow.
You'll leave here with all this stuff. There's two numbers here, global, local. Here's whoops, one of my pitching coaches. Okay. Global and local. Okay, just so you understand when you get this, if you click on the global, global means I'm comparing you to the LPGA.
Okay.
Okay. In golf, as you know, unlike boxing or martial arts, there's no weight classes, right? So you compete against the big girls and smaller girls all compete against each other.
Yeah.
Global is I'm comparing you to everybody, doesn't matter. Local is I'm comparing you to girls of your same size. Okay,
Right.
just so if you want to know, like if we're in the gym, like let's say a big girl throws a ball farther than a small girl, I'm like, well, you should.
Yeah.
But let's say the small girl is going, oh, I suck. I'm like, well, let's compare you to other small girls. Let's see where you are. That's what local would be.
Yeah.
So in golf, really global is the one that matters because you're comparing, there is no weight class, right? So if I go to this global here, and by the way, the difference is the weight of the ball. The local, I didn't do your chest pass because the ball was too heavy. I think it might have bothered your wrists.
Yeah.
So global's the one that matters anyway, the red ball we did.
Yeah.
So every girl that comes in here, we have them throw that red ball, that 2 kilogram ball, so we can compare. What it does is it gives you a horsepower rating, let's call it. This is the size of your lower body, the size of your core, and the size of your upper body. So your lower body is a 16.75 horsepower engine, your core is a 16 horsepower engine, and your upper body is a 15.25. So notice, your strongest is your lower body. It gets a little weaker as you go up here, but they're pretty close. It's pretty balanced, which by the way, I like balance. Now, what the app does, and this is our AI where it takes all the data, it gives you a red, yellow, or green dot. Green dot means you're equal or higher than LPGA. Yellow means you're at the lower range, and then red means we're below range, right? So you're yellow across the board here, right? If you click on like one of these numbers, just because remember it's going to be on your app,
Yep.
it says your lower body is a 16.75 horsepower engine, right? Compared to Tor, it's 7% below Tor,
Right.
So that's pretty close right there, especially for not competing for a long time. That's
Yeah.
really good. It's 10% stronger than your upper body. It's 5% stronger than your core. Now, just so you know, if I were to go ask a physics professor, okay, how do I improve power? They would tell you power equals force times velocity, right? Another way to think of this is power is strength times speed. If I want to make this more powerful, I either need to improve your strength or improve your speed. The app looked at this, right? And it says strength or speed, and it says for you, for your lower body, it says actually you're strong enough. It would be more ballistic. And again, if you think about it, you probably haven't been doing a lot of ballistic stuff in a long time over here too. So not saying we can't get you stronger, but it's just saying right now I could actually get you to jump higher and do more stuff over here just by going after speed.
Yep.
If I go look at your core, okay, look at your core over here. Okay, core is 11% below our PGA Tour average, or LPGA average, right? It's 5% stronger than your upper body, but it's 4% below your lower body. I asked strength or speed, and now it says strength.
Right.
It says, hey, we need strength in the core. So it wants more speed in the lower body, strength in the core.
Yep.
If I go look at your upper body, upper body it wants strength from the hips up, and
Yep.
it wants speed from the hips down. Now, all of this, just so you know, you're going to get two things from me. And I'm going to do it right now. So, again, I'm asking the AI now. I'm going, what would you tell her to do? Okay, and it's going to build you a workout program right now,
Nice.
right? If I were to give you a program, 15, 30, 45, 60, 90, what would you do?
I'd probably do either the 30 or the 45.
Okay, let me give you a 30-minute. You're going to get 2 workout programs that have nothing to do with me. This is just a robot somewhere saying this is what you should do. After we're done, I'm going to go look at them and I'm going to go, do I agree with this or do we need to change something? If I disagree, you'll see a third one going Greg's additional exercises. It's very rare that I don't like what they gave you, but sometimes it's missing things, right? I keep telling everybody, it's getting scary though. I feel like pretty soon you're not going to need me because it's pretty good. It's crazy. But,
Yeah.
as we just keep feeding it more information, it gets better and better, too.
Better, yeah.
Now I'm going to do the same thing with the movement screen. So that was for like strength and power. I also going to give you, or the AI is going to give you a workout for like mobility, stability, things that it thinks you should be working on there. And I'm going to give you that one too. So this one, what I'll do is I'll give you a 45-minute one for your mobility and stability and a 30-minute one for your strength and power. The way I look at this is, I'm going to call this your AI Foundation program. You can do mobility stability stuff, you can do it every day. The power stuff, a couple times a week. You know what I mean? If you're going to really put this into a calendar,
Yeah.
right? Let me see what it gave you. See if I agree already. Let me see. I always say, let's say your arm is restricted right here in the gym. I haven't really said if this is good or bad to you yet anyway, because honestly, I've seen a lot of people that have had restrictions here in the gym, then all of a sudden, dynamically, all of a sudden there's another 30 degrees of range of motion.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go watch you swing.
Okay.
If I've seen some things here. If I see the same things when you swing, then we're gonna talk about them, right? If I don't, then I'll be like, I don't know if that's such a big deal.
Cool.
But we'll see. From a health perspective, I would tell you that right now, my biggest concern, of course the wrist, but the wrist and your left hip are the two that would concern me the most from of you going down with pain. And by the way, most left hip injuries, hip isn't what gets hurt, it's the lower back.
Right.
You've already seen that in your past, right? Let's see what it went after here. Yeah, it's going to go after some of the exact things I was looking at. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
All right, so I think I got, anything else you want to share with me about your working out, your body, anything like that before we go hit? Or we think I know enough now?
I think you know enough. I think the good news is I feel like I'm coming in here with one injury, yes, but with a blank canvas because I've not trained in years and I'm excited about that.
Here's the good news. There's a million ways to create power in the golf swing, but there's three main engines, right? There's this power from your lower body to your trunk, right? I call it the core engine here. And then there's power from your trunk to your arm, the shoulder engine. And then there's arm to the club, the wrist. You can win the US Open with one power source, right? So if we get rid of this one, you can still, but these better be good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what we're gonna be looking at.
Okay.
Right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go in, because of the construction right now, we're gonna go to 2 labs, right? So we're gonna go to the first lab we went to. I'm gonna get you on the force plates. The force plates give me an idea of how well you're creating power from your ground, from the lower body. If that looks great, you can still screw it up as you go through your body, right? So first thing we look at that to see if that needs to be improved. But even if that's good, then we're gonna go do 3D to see how you transfer it through your body, right? And then with those 2 pieces of information and the physical, I should be able to at least tell you what I think is the safest way for you to swing. Okay?
Love that.
Let's do it.
Hope you're following along with this. So the initial assessment done, a little snack, refuel, and we're going on to stage 2 now.
We're going to hit off the force plates, which is off turf. I usually have you hit, is off artificial turf. I usually have you hit warm up on grass. You want to go out there and warm up first?
That'd be great, yeah.
What club is that?
It's an 8.
Can I see you just hit one with your left hand only?
Left hand only.
Just like 50%, like, just want to see a left hand shot.
Don't even know how that would feel. Nope.
So you're that strong, right?
Right.
Pretty, okay. All right, keep going. Keep warming up.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. I saw that, I saw that in the gym, and I could see. By the way, a lot of players are better with their left than their right.
Really?
Yeah. That's something we definitely are going to work on.
Okay,
so
cool.
Go back to your normal. Yeah. You can see right now, if it wasn't for your right arm, you wouldn't be swinging.
No. Not even a little bit. Why couldn't it be my left wrist? That's where I get underneath.
Just even when I said, let me see you do the chest with your left arm, like if we would have done the baseline shot, I think you would have seen a huge discretion between dominant and non-dominant. It looks a lot stronger on the, especially the push. The push right, left is weaker.
Do you want me to hit some drivers?
I like you to, yeah, we're gonna hit the driver, so I want you to loosen all the way up to the driver. So whenever you're loose and you feel like you're ready, we'll go hit on the, what's that?
I think I'm good.
Okay, so since you're loosened up with the driver, we're gonna start with the driver.
Cool.
You're gonna find out what length, I think it's gonna be either the short one or the long one. I don't know which length you like, but let me show you how the force plates work.
Okay.
And actually, Ben, will you help me grab the net? Unfortunately, we've got guys out there,
Yeah.
so we're gonna hit into this net. Let me show you how the force plates work. So let me steal your driver for a second. This is one plate, this is the other plate, right? So obviously if you stand here, I'm not gonna get your right foot. So I gotta have right foot's on one, left foot's on the other. You can go anywhere you want on this, just make sure that right's on right, left's on left. Now you get on here and you figure out where you want to tee it up. So let's say for me, I'd want to tee it up over here, right? And we'll move all this stuff back. Okay, once you get to the point where you're happy, right, you can see the cameras are on, but they're not recording. When I'm ready to record, you just hold still for 2 seconds. Now it's recording.
Right.
You heard that?
Yeah.
Now you can go and you can hit. Now you don't have to go that second, but the sooner you hit, the better.
Okay.
Okay? That's the way it's going to
Awesome.
work. Let me just zero out the plate real quick. Hold on 1 second. Double plate ready. There you go.
Okay.
I would say the more you waggle back and forth, the worse the data is.
Right.
So,
So I've got to be
we got
still.
that. We got that. But I just.
That's funny because like before I go, I kind of like.
That's fine. That's if you have to do it, you got to do it.
I'll try
Yeah.
not to.
It's fine. I don't want you to change your swing.
Just helps me feel a bit more dynamic.
Yeah. Do your thing.
Double plate ready.
One more. Wow, that's really good. Okay, so now 6 iron.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna do 3 of those. Okay, let me take a quick peek at that. Damn, that's really, really good. What's your miss now?
What?
What's your miss now?
Um,
Do you have both? Do you have the block and the occasional pull left?
I mean, no, honestly, my miss is thin. Like this new leg feeling has been a game changer, but I don't have a big miss. I mean, sometimes I think I don't release the club head and I leave the club open and I can miss it right.
That's what. So you have the block.
Yes.
Do you occasionally have the left too, or is it just the
If
block?
the
is left?
hands go. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That makes sense. All right. So let's take the 60-degree wedge.
Yep.
Let me save the iron. Okay. I want a 10-yard stock chip.
Yeah, you were asking about my coaching. So I just, after the whole thing happened with the wrist, I just felt so sad and shit about the whole thing, and just how unbelievably wrong everything had gone. You know, when it all looked so promising, and then it literally couldn't have looked uglier. You know, my swing was all screwed up, my body was all messed up.
Yep.
And I just lost the faith. I was like, I'm going to not touch the clubs for a few years. And then when I do come back, I'm taking ownership of the whole thing. And I'm going to try and really understand things.
I completely understand. I just want you to know that there are certain things that are hard to do. Coaching yourself in golf is almost impossible.
Yeah.
Right, just because feel and real are not the same.
Totally.
Yeah,
so
you just haven't found somebody you trust yet.
No, I think I might have just found him.
Okay.
Is this guy Doug Wood?
Yeah.
But it's taken me quite a long time to get to this point. But I was just playing like with Ashley the other day, and I see him out on the tour because he coaches a few of the guys on the DP World Tour and PJ, and he's a South African guy. And the thing I like about him is that he really understands the women's game. And I think that's my biggest regret, was not understanding how women play golf. And I was always studying the swings of men, and that is a big regret of mine. But so Doug Wood, I think he's got potential.
What do you think the biggest difference?
Just how much rhythm that women play with what they have, and they're optimizing what they have. But you know, as a woman, it's like what you were saying in the gym, a small girl versus a big girl. It's like I always felt inferior. I always felt like a bit of a failure because I was constantly studying the swings of Rory McIlroy and Adam Scott, and I just, at that time, I had a driver club head speed of 104.
That's great.
And, you know, I could carry the ball an absolute mile. Now, you know, I don't hit it like that anymore, but I remember back then feeling like it wasn't enough, and
wow,
just what a big mistake it was.
Okay. Perfect. Well, let me I know you didn't ask about chipping, but I just like to collect this while you're here.
Yeah.
So just a 10-yard stock chip. Okay, so when you're ready. That was pretty darn good right there. We'll do one more of those. Okay, we'll go to the second ball now, the 20-yard one. Hold on a second. Okay.
That looked thin.
And so if I said, hey, okay, coach yourself, why do you hit it thin? What causes this thin and the shot to the right?
Well, that thin was probably a bit timing, but the thin, I right now my belief is that I was spinning out. I think that certainly with a 6-iron in my hand, I think that my left leg, my knees, the way my left leg was working was just basically from the top spinning out. Now I feel like it kind of has this slight decompress, and then I straighten it a little bit, and I've definitely found my ball striking improving. But I think the right also, I think I leave the club face open sometimes. I'm so scared of the left. I've got a deep fear of the left. Sometimes I come in and I just leave and I feel the heel strike. The heel strike's what I really feel like that's the giveaway for me, is that I haven't released it. But then sometimes I overcook it and they're...
So I think I'm going to change your belief.
Okay.
Because that's not why you're doing that. But,
Okay.
But I understand why you think that. But I think yours is pretty obvious.
All right.
Of what's causing it, which is good. That's the cool thing about us here, is we have more data than anybody in the world.
Yeah.
And nothing I'm going to tell you is my opinion, which is...
It's data.
It's just
Would you
data.
describe yourself as a golf coach, or how?
That's a great question. I'd say the best description for what I do is I'm a team assistant.
Right.
Okay, so your coach, your trainer, your medical, I try and help assist them in getting the correct diagnosis.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a diagnostician.
Right.
That's what I do, right?
Cool.
So, and what I do is I steal stuff from some of the best players in the world that have been here for 20 plus years on like, all right, I've seen this a couple times, but again, so I want to say intuition's everything. You want experienced coaches, but I like experienced coaches with intuition who back up their guesses with data.
Mm-hmm.
And the data can change their mind, right? So if I go, okay, I think it was happening, and I go look at the data, I'm like, all right, that's exactly what's happening, versus, oh, I wasn't looking at that, changed. You do that, I'm happy. I just feel like some coaches love technology, some don't. The ones that don't like technology, they just don't understand it. Because if they understood it, of course you'd want more information. More information always makes you a better coach, right? But technology's changing so fast, it's hard to stay, up to date on all the stuff. But you're going to see, like, once I point this out to you, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, I mean, it's like, this is super obvious where your miss is. But there is some great stuff here. I actually love the way you use the ground, or the amount of force that you're using from the ground is fantastic. So many good things here.
That's great.
Have you ever heard of early extension?
Yeah.
Because yours, it's a lot.
Okay.
Just right, what's early extension? You know?
Is it when the bum comes forward like that?
Yeah. Do you know you do that?
Yeah.
Okay. And you think that's not a big deal?
No, I do. I'm glad
Okay.
you're flagging it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of things. There's obviously a lot of things. And I mean, when I was basically, my golf swing went from, like I mentioned earlier, it was pretty proficient. I could show you a swing before my injury, and it looked kind of good.
Well, watch. Set up like, go to good impact.
With what?
Just that club, doesn't matter. Go to good. Oh, here, take a 6-iron. Go to good impact. Oops,
sorry.
Go to what you think is a good impact.
But then when remember I said how I started to drop the club, and then I started to I started to see this, and I'd get this club head stuck inside the hands, butt coming forward, this disgusting shallow ugh.
Yeah.
And then it's taken all my energy to get to where I am now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Good impact.
So just go to good impact. So what you think a good impact would feel like. Just,
okay. It'd be like.
Okay, now watch. Now from here, don't do anything, but just move your butt closer to the ball. So get close, like move towards the ball. What does the handle have to do?
Come up.
Good. Now is that going to make you hit thin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's the face going to go?
Well, probably right.
If you want to know where your misses are, if it's heel, thin, off to the right, that's what's causing it.
Right.
It's very clear on here that, especially as the club gets longer, that's what you do. Again, I love the force you're generating, but it's going this way.
Got you.
It needs to go that way.
Yeah.
And one of the things, being the genie, right? Watch me for a second. So I told you wrist is one of the number one things that gets players out of the game.
Yeah.
Right? And when anything that takes the wrist, for you, of course, anything that takes the wrist more this way is going to create problematic, right? If you go this way, I'm curious if you extend this way and tilt right or left, does either of those bother you more?
No.
So if you extend,
All right.
like extend and then go, so if I go this way, if I go that way or this way, either of those worse?
No. I mean, maybe to the right.
So towards the pinky.
Yeah.
Yeah, so watch. So anything that would take this handle and lift it up
Yeah.
makes this go towards the pinky, right? So as you go this way, the handle goes up, it puts more stress on the wrist. Just so you know, more goes this way, this goes down, it's less stress on the wrist. Obviously, the more this is extending, the more stress on the wrist too. But if you extend and then go towards the pinky, you're not going to like it at all, right? Also, your fitting, you say you just got fit.
Yeah.
What was the fitting? What was the specs?
For my arms.
Yeah.
I mean, a T100 head, an 85-gram regular steel shaft.
Lion.
2 degrees
length.
flat.
Okay, good. And what was the length?
Standard length.
Okay, good. Okay, because a lot of times what happens, that's good, is a lot of times, where'd you get fit? Who fit you?
Liam.
Oh, okay.
But it was a very quick fitting.
Okay, because a lot of times what's happening with this is this.
Yeah.
So what you'll see is toe strikes, right? So what they'll do is they'll bend it upright and they'll make the club a little bit longer.
Right.
If you come in with upright and long clubs, I mean, we have to throw the clubs away
Yeah.
because they will not work
Yeah,
for this
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Right? Okay, that's good.
This is very good. I totally know this is something I do, and
Yeah.
I hadn't quite considered how significant this is contributing to.
It's significant.
Yeah.
So actually, normally I like to go get 3D before we say anything, but since we're going to a different lab, why don't we go over this here
Cool.
right now? I usually don't like to say anything because I want to get your 3D first, but it's okay. I
Yeah.
think we already just talked about it. Cat's out of the bag.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go. Here's the deal.
Yeah.
Like I said, force plates help me understand how you start your power, how you create your power, and that how you create the power is really important on what happens to it as it starts to go through your body. Now, I always say, like probably the last 5 years, most of the research has been coming out of force plates. I don't know why it's taken us so long to get here, but it's really changed the way we coach and look at swings. It's because Sir Isaac Newton told us this a long time ago, that he had these laws, right? And he said that if you push into the ground with 100 pounds, his third law said there's an equal and opposite reaction that comes back into you, right? And we know that if you push with your left foot into the ground with 100 pounds, the ground's going to push back with 100 pounds, and that ground reaction force is what helps you move the club.
Right.
There are forces that take the club up and down, and there are forces that take the club behind you in front of you, and it's the synchronization of those forces that move the club, right? So if you're like, why is the club looping over here? We can actually see what you're doing to try and create the club movement from the ground, right? Now there are 3 forces that we can measure on a force plate, right? I always say you just take your hand like this. It's down each of these fingers. I can see if you're moving left or right. So this is lateral force, right? And by the way, when I say lateral force, I can see how hard you're pushing to the left. But if I said, hey, you're moving to the left, do you know how many different ways there are to move to the left?
Probably
A lot, right? Like I can drag with my left foot, I can push with my right foot, I can do a combination. There's all different ways. It tells me how you move to the left, right? I can also look to see if you're going front to back, towards the ball, right, or heel to toe, right? This way or this way. And then, of course, I can see if you're going down or up, right? Now, those 3 forces are important, and we'll talk about them in a second. But what's even more important is if, let's say I take the club here, I take your club and I find the center mass of the club right there. Okay, that's where it balances. If you take a force and you apply a force right through the center mass, the club just goes straight up, right? If I take that force, I don't apply it in the center mass, I apply it off the center over here. Now the club's going to twist, right? When you push into the ground, these forces come back into your body. If those forces come right through the center of your body, it just pushes you. If it doesn't go through the center, it causes you to torque or twist. Those torques and twists are very important in the golf swing as well, too. And we can measure those as well, right? So I can measure how hard you're pushing. I can also measure how hard you're twisting. Now you can twist in 3 different directions, right? Again, I can twist around my thumb, I can twist around this finger, and I can twist around this finger. So I can twist this way, right? This is called frontal plane torque. I call it rock and roll. Like there are a lot of rock and rollers, right? I can twist what's called horizontal plane torque. That's just called this twisting. Like a Matt Kuchar would be a twist. A Matt Wolf would be a rock and roller. That kind of makes sense. And then there's, of course, there's twisting this way. There's benders. I can do this way. That's bending. So we've got rock and roll, we got twist, we got bend. I like to use easy language. There's lateral drive, there's jump, right? And then there's heel to toe. Now, out of all of those, there's 3 forces, 3 torques. Let me show you what most players do in their swing, okay? There's 4 primary things that they do in their swing. They get to the top, and again, you can win a major doing something different. This is just if I take the 80% rule, right? They get to the top, right near the top of the swing, the first thing we tend to see is lateral, a weight shift. Most people don't realize that, golf, we don't step, but of course there's a weight shift.
Yeah.
Now, weight shift is important because if I weight shift, it lets me hit the ground harder. If I hit the ground harder, the ground hits back harder. I get more force, right? So the first thing we see is a weight shift. Now, something you've experienced, great players do this. They weight shift, and the first thing you're going to see them do is they're going to shallow early. They shallow early, and then they steepen late. They don't steepen early and then try and shallowly. That's what a bad player does. You just did a little bit too much of shallowing, like you said. So what they do is what we typically see is we see lateral first, and then we see rock and roll. That's shallows, okay? Then they twist, and then they jump. And that's the normal, what we call kinetic sequence. The kinetic sequence is lateral, rock, twist, jump. That's what we see with the best players in the world, right? So the first thing I look at is I go, is that what you do, right? If not, I like to see, what do you do, okay? So the way we do that is this. I put lateral, rock, twist, jump. Okay, those are the 4, right? This should go first, this should go second, this should go third, this should go fourth. And I put a yellow dot when you did each one of these, okay? So if I look at your swing, and I start going through, the top one should go yellow first, and you're gonna see right before the top of the backswing, that goes first. I'm like, check. That's what I see the best players in the world do. Now the next thing I see is typically rock, check. Rock goes second. Next thing I see is twist, twist third, and then jump fourth. That's a fist bump. Like I look at that, when I saw it, I was like, man, that looks great. So perfect sequence there, right? Nice. So now I go, okay, so we got perfect sequence. Now there's 2 other things. Okay, you got the sequence is right, but the timing of the sequence is important. Like what if you did in the backswing? That wouldn't help us. It's got to be at the right, now there's a right timing in the downswing, and then there's magnitude, how much you're doing it. So let's talk about the sequence first,
Okay.
the timing.
Timing.
So I told you Newton's 3rd law. That's this equal and opposite reaction. His first law was objects at rest will stay at rest unless some external force is applied to them, right? So if I'm just standing here, I'm not going to move unless something pushes me or moves me, right? Now, it's weird that I'm talking about physics laws, but what it means is forces precede motion. There needs to be a force to make you move, okay? So when I look at the force plate and I see the forces going, the movement happens after, right? So it's kind of weird. It's like if I move to the right, you probably saw a force on the left first that pushed me to the right, okay? Now what we know though is if I go watch all these forces and these torques, we know that as soon as you create the force, it now takes time to move the person, right? If you're going to use the ground and use the force on the ground, I need time now to take those forces, transfer it through my body, and get it to the club. So if you do those forces and the club's down here, there's not enough time to get to there. What we found is that the best players in the world, they tend to do it so much earlier than amateurs because it gives them more time to get to the club.
Right.
And what we'll typically see is we'll see their last ground reaction force, which is usually vertical. We'll see usually that occurs somewhere around shaft vertical, right? If it's like down here, we're like, I don't know if there's enough time. And that forces the upper body to have to do more work because the lower body is not generating the power, right? So I'm going to look to see what time you do it. And then from a magnitude standpoint, everything's important. But I would tell you from a lateral, like how hard you push lateral, typically it's going to be around 20% of your body weight. Rocking, we tend to see somewhere in the nature of 17, 18% of your body weight. Then twisting, we see around 15% of your body weight. And then jumping is about 175%. Like vertical jump is everything. Like it's one of the highest indicators for club head speed. So almost 2x, like 175%. In the men's game, it's 2x. It's about 175.
Right.
So I'm going to look at both of these things. So I'm going to go to your final ground reaction force, which is vertical right here. I'm going to go, okay, how much time do you have to get to the club? And I look at the club and I see the club. I like to see it here.
Right.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 frames late. That's still not bad, right? We could make this earlier. We're going to see on 3D, does it affect the chain going over here if it's too late? So one of the things we might look at, and I'll look at this with your iron just to make sure it doesn't get later. I don't want it any later than this, right? If it gets the shaft horizontal or below, you can't use the ground's too late. You're using your hands because I want your legs to do the work, not your hands.
Yeah.
For you specifically. So It's good. I think we can make that better.
Okay.
Right? Then I look at magnitudes. Okay. Lateral, you're at 17%, 17.9, about 18% of your body weight. Like I told you, around 20 is normal. Twisting right here, you're at 17 or 16 and a half. Or sorry, rocking, you're at 16 and a half. Twisting, you're at 12 and a half. And vertical, you're at 178, almost 180. I look at the numbers, I'm like, you're right in there. You're definitely above average on vertical. Like you said, when you said I used to hit the ball hard, I can see you could create some force.
Right.
You got some good stuff over here. I really like this. I mean, if anything here, it's a little late, but that's pretty good. Now let me look at the 6-iron real fast. All right, so same deal on the iron. Lateral goes first. A little harder lateral, 22, which I'd see with the iron typically. 23, rock goes next. Twist, 12. So, and then 182. I mean, all those numbers are great. Now, this is getting later.
Right.
Right, you can see over here. So definitely, if anything, it's just a little late.
Okay.
Right? Now, I also want you to notice, I saw this on the driver too. Your rock is 23. What's rock again? Show me rock.
You got your rock and rollers.
Yep. Yeah, so take the club in both hands, go to the top of your backswing.
Okay.
So show me rock. Yep, and then twist is 12.
Right.
Are you a rock and roller or a twister?
What sounds like rock?
You're a rock and roller. So what does rocking do? And what does twist do? Remember you said, my whole life I've taken it shallow.
Yeah.
That's a rocker,
Ah.
right? Where you're going, I'm trying to twist a little early now.
Right.
Right? I'm going, well, you're about double the rock you are twist, just so you know. So that makes sense. Like it describes what you've been describing. Like I'm much heavier rock and roller than I am twister. Not saying I don't like this, but that would make sense why you shallow the club
Got
a
you.
lot. But this is what the best players do.
Yeah.
But like I said, typically there's about a 2% difference between rock and twist. Rock is
Yeah.
usually 2% more. Yours is 11% more. Right?
I don't mind a little bit shallowing. I just don't.
Me
want
neither.
the
Me
look.
neither. Actually, I look at your shallowing right now.
Let's have a look. It's very minimal.
I mean, I'm like, dude,
That's-
like right over the
I'm
right forearm.
amazed at this
Yeah.
because, I mean, I honestly wasn't thinking about it at all.
Yeah, I
And-
mean, I wouldn't want you to go try and get steeper there. That
No,
looks
no.
perfect.
Yeah, I mean, this is marked improvement for where it's
Good.
been. So it's looking, yeah, right.
Good. Yeah. All right. So I'm very happy with this. Let me just look at one last thing before we. Yeah, I mean, this is so good. So good.
Are we going to the AIG Women's Open? That's all I want to know.
Just like I said, it's just a little late. So now, okay. So I see two things. And actually, let me show you this. I said the 4 things: lateral, rock, twist, jump. I added bend now. Okay, so I added bend. When I look at bend here, this is kind of the early extension component. This is a little off the chart, right? So when I looked at this, I'm like, it's very obvious. There's a lot of stand up, bending this way in your golf swing, going this way, way more than we see with most players, right? And it's early. It's really early. I think it might be one of the reasons why your forces are late, because you're bending and you should not be doing that yet.
Got you.
So I've got that in the back of my head when we go over to 3D, because the 3D might actually help me understand why you do that more.
Right.
Okay, but I see 2 things here. I see early extension, and I see just a hair late. Other than that, this is really good. Okay,
Awesome.
all right. Let's go do some 3D.
Brilliant. It's a pretty good report card. But their early extension is something a lot of golfers do, and I know I'm guilty of that. So I think it could actually have the potential to transform my game completely, for the best possible way.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you back up about right here.
We're gonna hit driver.
We're gonna hit driver. Definitely. Yeah. Good. Right there's good. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell the computer a little bit about your driver first,
Okay.
and then we're gonna get you, and then we're gonna hit. Okay. Top.
Yep.
Okay. Hosel. Hosel. Bottom. Bottom. Top. Got a new click now, so I've moved the computer. Okay. Mid. Mid. All right. Here we go. Left. Right. High. Low. Right. Left. Outside. Inside. Top. bottom, inside, top, bottom, top, bottom, outside, inside, outside, inside, heel, toe, outside, outside. Now it's going to start to get fun.
I can tell you've done that once
Yeah.
or twice.
Just
My
a few
head,
times.
look at my head. My head's on the floor.
There's your problem.
We fixed it.
We
Oh.
can do surgery here.
Woo.
There we go. Like this.
What's the bit you enjoy most about your job?
I think it's always fun to work with people who work hard. Most of the people in our business, I think, if you're in professional golf, you got there because you worked your butt off, right? So it's nothing worse than like, hey, let's do something and they don't do anything. You know what I mean? Like you guys tend to actually put the work in. So I love seeing the improvements, the changes, meet a lot of cool people.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me tell you your target. I'm looking down the target line. Target is, the big tree on the left that you were going at?
Yeah.
Between the small one in the middle, right in between the two.
Okay.
That'd be the center of the fairway.
Sure.
I'm going to tee you up over here,
Yep.
or Ben's going to tee you. Actually, let me get your head on straight. Here, hold on a second. Stand tall real quick. Stand tall and just look straight ahead. I'm going to put your head on straight. Keep looking straight ahead. Okay. And you are set. Okay, cool. Go ahead and hit a couple just to warm up.
Okay.
Is that camera okay there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Just a
just
couple
gonna hit a
warm-up
couple
ones.
smooth
Just a couple
ones.
warm-up ones, yeah.
Because the weight of the club feels a bit
Yeah,
different.
and just try and swing as natural as you can. I'm not really looking at the club. Good. And good news is every one of these have looked exactly the same, which is great. So that means you're very consistent,
Cool.
which I like. Let's. This is par 5. Get me there in 2.
Okay.
Okay, let me
I
take a
hit
look.
that middle. That was.
Yeah, let me just take a quick peek.
Can I do one more of those?
Let's do it. I'm
Okay.
ready when you are. Okay, how was that one?
Good. Real good.
Now you mentioned kinematic sequence before. Are you familiar with that with Mark?
Oh wow. Yeah, Mark Bull and I probably last worked together in 2016.
Got it. You see this green line right here?
Yeah.
As that green line goes up, you're moving towards the golf ball.
Right.
That's your lower body moving towards the golf ball. So you can see, if you match it with your swing, about right here on your backswing. You can see where you're at here. About right here. Okay, so at this point,
Yep.
you start to move towards the golf ball with your lower body. Now at the top of the swing, it's about 2 inches closer to the ball than when you set up. Right? By the time you get to impact, it's 3+ inches. So you have something we call unstable early extension. Early extension is either you do it in the backswing and then you stay there, or you do it in the backswing and you keep doing it in the downswing. You do a little bit of both, right? So I would tell you most of our players at this point in time, if either they haven't moved or they're farther away from the ball, not 3 inches closer. Because if you think about, like, if I'm 3 inches closer, this is why early extension is such a problem,
Yep.
right? Like I said, it's what it looked like on the force plates. We're confirming it over here.
Yep.
Is if you set up right there in the center,
Yeah.
and now I just say, okay, just move 3 inches closer, now you're gonna hit the hosel if you don't do
Yeah.
anything. So
Yeah.
the whole game now is you're figuring out how to hit the center of the face. The whole challenge your brain has now is how do I get the center of the face with the being 3 inches closer? And I can do this.
Yeah.
I can do this. I can do something, but you're gonna try and figure it out, right? So to me, that's a big issue. And I'm
Probably
looking-
lose a bit of power as well.
Oh,
'Cause
definitely.
It
there's-
feels like you're giving up your glutes.
Think about this. I always say, imagine water skier. You ever watch water skier?
Yeah.
Okay, if you got a boat, here's the boat, here's the water skier, right? If the boat whips in the opposite direction, the water skier goes flying. If the boat goes in the same direction as the water skier, there's slack in the rope and goes away. So if you think about it, this is the water skier. It's going around my body, which is the boat. If I move in the opposite direction, I can whip the boat. If
Yeah.
I move in the same direction, I'm creating slack in the
Nothing,
rope. That's
yeah.
kind of what you're doing. Yeah. Okay, so I see the early extension. I see that's loud and clear. I thought I saw it over there on the force plates. We see it here. Now we look at, okay, so Curtis Strange won 2 U.S. Opens early extending. Like they're Payne Stewart, like you can be really good in early extend. The question is it affecting you or not, right? Do you get away with it? The way we do that is, I mentioned in the force plates, the best of the best have a certain kinetic sequence that they do. Well, we now know too, and Mark kind of talked to you about this when you worked with him in the past, there's actually a sequence of how players take the energy from the ground and how they transfer it through their body. And I think this is the Captain Obvious one, is it's like a whip, right? You start with the handle, the lower body. Lower body should go first. You should then transfer the energy to your trunk. The trunk should go second. Transfer the energy from the trunk to your arms. Your arms should go third, and then you should transfer the club, and the club should go fourth. That's called the kinematic sequence. The forces is called the kinetic sequence. This is the kinematic sequence, how you're transferring power through your body. So the next thing I look at is I go, okay, do you start from the lower body, then go to the trunk, then go to the arms, and go to the club? Now, how do we do that? We put the sensors on you. We're measuring how fast the body parts are spinning. If your lower body's the handle of the whip, we should see it spin maximum first. And then as it transfers here, your trunk should get to maximum speed second, arms should get third, club should get fourth, right? So this is called the kinematic sequence right here. And the red line represents your lower body. And I go to look to see, right there is where your lower body is kind of peaking, right? It's, by the way, it's rotating 532 degrees per second. I get to your lower body. This is kind of where your lower body is going the fastest. Notice where the shaft of the club is too. It's a little bit past vertical.
Yeah.
It kind of matches what we saw on the force plate. It's a little late. Usually we see that a little earlier. But the speed's 532 degrees. Average is just under 500. So you've got great speed, right? So the speed's great. So this is the peak of your lower body right here, right? You see that? That's where it's going the fastest. Now if I look to see where's the peak of your arms, I got to go back. Peak of your arms occurs here. So from a kinematic sequence standpoint, we're noticing here that the arms are reaching peak speed before the pelvis.
Right.
Right? That's a problem. So that's where you kind of get in a little bit of trouble there, is that the arms are kind of peaking a little bit before the lower body. So I would say that your kinematic sequence is a little out of sequence. Now, why is that? Well, maybe your lower body is a little late. We kind of thought that on the force plate too. Looks like it's a little late there too. So I think it's kind of matching what we saw there before. I almost feel like I got to get your lower body a little earlier, right? And then I think it's just going to be awesome. I think that's kind of, now look at this. This is interesting. Okay, so now if I go here, lower body, almost looks like lower body, trunk, and arm all peak at the same time. This was when you were first warming up. We're just going to do a couple ones. Now, when you started to go after it, arms got a little quicker. Right, so you see that little difference there? So it kind of peaked a little early. I think, remember, I'm measuring rotational speeds, right? I think here's what you do. You get up here to the top, right? And now, let me say one other thing. There are 3 ways to change the plane of the golf swing. Let's say 3 ways to shallow, right? I can use my wrist. Okay, so this is a shallowing mechanism. You don't like this one. This can hurt a little bit, but that's a shallowing mechanism, right? This is a shallowing mechanism. Shoulder, right? And this is a shallowing mechanism, right? My gut feeling is what you used to do is you'd get to the top of your swing, you'd go lateral, you would do a big rock, which shallows, and this in shallows, and that's where you were like, oh crap, I'm way underneath there, right? So I think that's what you did, is you were a rock early extender, rock and roller who early extends, and that's why it got really shallow. You said, why am I getting underneath? It's not, that's why you're getting underneath, right? You do a lot of rock, and you do this. I don't mind the rock, I do mind the early extension, right? So I think I'd want to get rid of that, but I also want to make sure that, this is where I just got to make sure I'm not telling you to do something that's dumb, is if I get rid of this shallowing, you better not start doing it with this. Right, so I just want to just
I don't
point
think
that
I
out.
can do it with that, because I'm...
Yeah, I understand, but I just want to make sure you don't try, like subconsciously try and do that. So I think what this is showing, and this, we can hit 100 balls, it's not going to make any difference. I can tell you for sure, what you do is this. You get up here, you start to rock, you start going this way. When you're doing this, guess what's late? Rotation, which is why it's late. So I feel like if your first move was rock went this way, now you could rotate. If rock goes this way, it's almost like you're in a position where this isn't a great position. You have to kind of recover from this. Yeah, so I feel like that's, in my mind, this is very obvious. That's what you need to stop.
Okay.
Right? Now the question is why? Why do you do these things, right? So any question on like what you're doing or how you're doing it?
It all makes sense to me so far.
Okay. So then the why comes into like, okay, is it physical? Is that why you're not doing this? Now there's a couple, we've done we have a whole data analytics department that goes and looks at your physical screens and if where's my phone? I'll show you this. So without it knowing anything about you, I put your data into our app, like I showed you right earlier. So if I bring you up here, again, remember I told you I'm about to get replaced?
By AI.
Watch this. So if I go look at your screen, just looking at how you move, right? I asked the AI, what do you think she's going to do in her swing? There's a 97% chance you're going to early extend,
Wow.
right? So it's going, early extension is a form of lost posture. It's going based on what we see you do in the gym. It's not saying there's a 97% chance you early extend. It's saying if you early extend, there's a 97% chance your body's causing that. Okay, so I'm very confident your body's causing this. So you might want to say like, okay, well, what in my body is causing that,
Yeah.
right? The two highest correlations for early extension, believe it or not, is the inability to touch your toes,
Right.
which was a big problem with you.
Big problem,
right? You
yeah.
have big, because if you think about this, like I'm trying to get you to hinge, and your body's like, no, this is way more comfortable.
Yeah, this is good.
This is way more
As
comfortable.
soon as
This is
that
not.
has to stay
This
back.
is way more comfortable,
Uh-huh.
right? So that, and what's really weird, it's like there's like I can't remember the exact number, like say a 92% correlation between you can't touch your toes and early extension, and then if you add in any difficulty squatting, it goes almost to 100%,
Right.
and you have both, which
Oh.
is why the AI said she's early extending. But like, so that's it's just really really difficult. So, in your program, you're going to notice like some of the ankle stuff, some of the hip stuff, some of the hinging. You're going to see a lot of that. The AI is going to go after that a lot because
Okay.
I think it'll help you a lot in your swing.
Yeah.
So the first foremost thing is we want to get you to be able to touch your toes. We want to get you that flexibility. We want you to be able to squat, ankle, hip mobility. Then what's really important to understand is that let's say your right hip doesn't work. Okay, you can't rotate. So instead you do this. You just go side to side. We go in and we go, hey, your right hip's not working. You're going side to side. Let's fix your right hip. We fix your right hip. Do you think you're still going to go side to side, or are you going to start turning now?
I'm not sure.
Motor patterns are created in your brain, right?
Yeah.
When you learn these motor patterns, they become very ingrained. Just because I now give you the ability doesn't mean it's going to magically change. It just
Yeah.
gives you the physical ability to change it.
Do it.
So what I'm telling you is I think we got to get you to be able to touch your toes, be able to squat, get this flexibility back, but then you're going to have to relearn how to not early extend,
Yeah.
right? So,
How do you do that?
so that's what I want to talk about. So I'm going to take all this crap off you, but because I think this is pretty obvious what
Yeah.
we need to work on. If I was the captain of the team, it'd be like, all right, we're going to go after this flexibility, and we're going to work on breaking this pattern in your swing, and then see what happens. You tell me, because I like everything else you're doing. I mean, I think it's really that simple.
Great.
So I just want to show you a couple little, and again, I'm not a believer in you need to do 40 drills. You just need to do the right 1 or 2 drills.
Okay.
Right. So
get music
I'm
to my
going to
ears.
show you I think the 2 drills that make most people get the right feeling the fastest. Okay.
Yes. That's the answer.
Let's do it. Go ahead and jump out of there. Whoa. Holy moly, you are a mile from the golf ball. Because I'm 6 feet tall.
Let me just see if I've done that right, because I might have just gone a bit over the top there. No, this is right.
Okay, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Don't move your toes. Stand up tall like this. Close your eyes. Okay, now just get comfortable with your eyes closed, bend forward, and set up to what you think is an athletic setup for golf. Go ahead and set up. Get yourself set. Okay, now open your eyes. That's probably a club head, right? Mm-hmm. Right, so you can see how like you have to reach to get to that ball, right?
Yeah.
Now what you do is you don't reach, you just go there.
All right.
Right, that's kind of what you have. So you've kind of created the early extension setup where if you don't early extend, you're going to miss the ball.
Yeah.
I can't fix this from where you're at.
Okay.
Okay, so just understand, if I'm going to make you move farther away,
Yeah.
you will miss it right now.
Yeah.
Or you'll have to do this,
Yeah.
which wouldn't be good. So, one of the observations you'd see with most great players is they look so close to the golf ball.
Right.
And the reason they look so close is because they create space in their golf swing. You're getting rid of space in your golf swing.
I see. Yeah,
Right.
that's kind of where it should be
Watch,
there.
close your eyes, stand tall. Keep your eyes closed, go ahead and set up. Get comfortable,
I
get
need to, I
athletic.
need to come out of that.
Yeah. Get yourself comfortable, get yourself set.
Hang on.
Tell me when you're ready.
Okay.
No, don't move your feet. Open your eyes. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Okay, with your eyes open, set up to that ball. You're going to be like, I don't even know how to do it. Watch. Do you feel like you're like jammed?
It kind of feels nice.
Oh, does it? Okay, good. Because a lot of people are like, how did I even just do that? They feel jammed up there. That feels okay? Because think about this. If you're going to do what I say, go ahead and set up like you're going to hit. Go to the top of your backswing. Okay. What you do on your downswing is your whole body moves down this line. Yep, moves this way. Okay, so go back to the top of your backswing, where what it should be doing is, yes, and that's what creates the space.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep. I think, the reaching and this line,
Yeah.
honestly, it's really lazy. It's like much harder work to go that way.
I'd say it's harder work, but when you do it, it's more athletic, and it'll make the club more efficient, but you won't have to use your arms as much.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, this is harder work on your upper body.
Right.
Because you're trying to figure out how to do it,
Yeah,
right?
totally.
It's easy, it's lazier on the lower body, harder on your upper body.
Yeah.
Right? Where I actually want your upper body to have no thought and
Less,
just be
correct,
right? Okay, so first recommendation, and I don't know what I did with your chart, but I'm gonna write these down as we go. First one is you need to work on getting closer to the golf ball.
Okay.
And and you're basically gonna get close to the point, and let's set up to where you're comfortable, like far away. Set up. Get to your normal one where you're far away. Or move to the ball, move away from the ball so you can move your feet away so that I don't have to, to what you were before.
All
Is
right,
that?
okay. I would be about here.
Okay, now watch, look down, okay? What lines up with your toe line? When you look down, is it this thumb, is it this knuckle?
This is the old one.
Yeah, the old one.
Okay. It's my pinky.
Okay, now get closer.
Okay.
Okay, that looks good. What lines up with the toe line now?
That finger.
Okay, so now you understand. If you're out there and practicing, if you're like, what's going on, look down.
Can you
if
put
it's-
that club down again, just
Yep.
so I can check that? Oh, it's even more than that. It's like that finger.
So you went from here to there.
Yeah.
Okay, just understand, I think you need visual setup checks just
Yeah.
to see, right? Now this is a driver, you can do this with every club.
Yeah.
If you're interested, be able to go through and look, but you're gonna be like, you'll be out there sometimes, let's say something's going wrong, you're like, let me just check real quick, and you'll go, damn, that's the pinky again. And you have to start creeping, because
Yeah.
in battle, you're gonna wanna get farther away, okay? All right, so that's the first recommendation.
Do you reckon that alone could fix it?
Oh, good, it could, it
Good.
could, but I don't like to gamble. I like to show you what it feels like anyway, right? I think that the two big things is you get closer and you got to go that way, not that way,
Yeah.
right? I call it surfing the line. You got to surf the line from your right toe to your left heel, not from your right heel to your left toe, right? Yeah, yeah, okay. And again, you might be one of those, like some players are really quick. I just tell you that and out there, and I'm like, phew, just do that, right? I want to show you one drill to make the forces earlier, right? Because that's the right direction, but you can still do them late.
Yeah.
Okay. So the early drill, it looks like this, and we'll remember how we did vertical jump in the gym.
Yeah.
Right. If I just said, let me take these out of here. So I just said, okay, just do a little jump. Okay. Notice when you squat, what do your arms do?
They go down.
Arms go down, and when you jump, what do your arms do?
Up.
Okay, golf's the opposite. Okay, as you squat, your arms are going to go up, and as you jump, your arms are going to go down. So
Okay.
let me see you do that. As you squat, arms go up. As you jump, arms go down. Yes, good. Okay, let's do that one more time. Now I want you to feel like when you jump, your legs happen before your arms come down. Your legs are driving your arms down. Your arms aren't going, and then your legs. So I want you to keep your, as you squat,
Okay.
raise up, and now your legs drive your arms down. Good. You notice how the legs precede the
Yeah.
arms. Do that for me one more time. Good. Take your hands together. You're going to, as you squat, just bring them up over your right shoulder. Now, as you jump, the legs jump before the arms come down. Yes. Do that again.
No.
Good. Now I want you to, and this is weird, right? But I want you to try and do the exact same thing, but this time jump twice as hard from your left leg than from your right leg. So in other words, my left leg is going to jump twice as hard, which should make me turn a little bit.
Okay.
Good. Do that again. One more time. Okay, now here's what I'm seeing. That's so close. I see your jump. You do this. I see this in your jump still.
All right.
Okay. So now we're going to put our feet. Now this is a pit here. Don't step here. Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to start right to the right of. Actually, let's go this way. Start to the right of this. as you jump, push from here, you're going to land over here.
Okay.
So there's no forward, there's back this way. Just come a little farther forward. And you're just going to land between the two. Good, good. Keep going. Let me watch one more time. Legs precede the arms, right? Make sure you feel like your legs drive your arms and your arms don't drive your legs. Okay, now I want you to pay attention. I want you to tell me exactly where you're pushing from your legs.
Okay. My toes.
On your left toes?
It's like there.
Okay, you feel that left ball of your foot,
Yeah.
right? Okay, set up like you're going to hit. Okay, let me see. With no ball, you're just going to do a swing, right? I want you to tell me, do you push from the left ball of your foot in your swing? Or do you not do that in your swing? Go ahead and do it again. Swing.
Swing.
Just swing. Just swing. Normal swing.
Okay.
Normal swing. Do you push with that left ball of your foot?
Feels like more the inside.
Okay, can we make it more like the jump?
Yeah.
So feel like you're pushing with your left ball of your foot. Watch me for a second.
Yeah.
The left ball of the foot feels like it's going to jump backwards, right? So it's pushing the ground forward, and that's what moves the club. Yeah. Oh, notice where you just walked.
Yeah.
That's the opposite early extension. You just went back.
Okay.
Do that again. Oh, I got to film that.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me just see what that's doing. It's close. Hold on a second. It's still a little late. I want the jump to happen earlier before the club starts coming down. I want the left leg to kick in a little bit earlier. But if I did this, watch this. Okay, so if I go, well, you're a mile from the golf ball. Okay, so the yellow line's right behind your butt at the top.
Yeah.
And then here's this big, you don't realize that's a club head movement
Yeah.
towards the ball. Look how far that
Huge,
is,
huge,
right?
huge,
But by the way,
huge.
most guys are behind that line,
Really?
right? So most are behind the line, is coming through here.
Wow.
When I say guys and girls, right?
Yeah.
So now if I go, okay, so right there. Okay, so now you can see it's a little late. Once it starts to kick in, it's cut it, I'd say, by 2/3, right? But you can do more.
Mm-hmm.
So when we're going to do this drill again without the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I want you going that way.
You see in that when most guys and gals that you're saying, like once they go down, it actually goes beyond that line. When does it ever come forward of it again?
So think about it. Your pelvis is an ellipse, right? So if your pelvis is an ellipse, so as the ellipse rotates, the left cheek goes behind the line in the backswing, and then as you come down, the left cheek comes forward, but now the right cheek goes behind the line,
All right.
right? So basically, but you're never seeing
Gap.
daylight
Yeah.
over there. That makes sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So, but this is you cut that a lot there, but I want you to think like when you get to here,
Yeah.
how are you going to move that way? You're going to surf the line and
Okay.
almost by that jump feel.
Can I hit one? Where I
Let me see you do it without a ball first,
Okay.
because it's only going to get worse with a ball.
Okay.
You should be able to do this perfect without a ball. One, okay, you can go for it. Okay, let me see how you did there. Hello.
Done.
How weird was that?
It wasn't so weird.
Okay. That's like, whew, I'll take that all day long.
Can we try it with the ball?
Yeah, now
Just
we
to
can. Now
see?
at least I want to make sure that you knew what it felt like.
I think
right?
that feeling of I'm really visualizing that club on the floor.
That's the key.
Yeah.
That is the key. All right.
All right. Let's.
Fire one.
Can you? Are you going to
Let's
film
see.
it to see what change I
Yeah.
can make into one ball?
Hold on. Let that guy just Okay. Whenever you're ready. Okay.
Ugh.
So actually, here's. Let me see here. Okay, you actually did a better job on the downswing, but you lost it on the backswing. So we didn't really talk about the backswing.
Ah.
Were you closer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I felt like I was.
Let's do one more.
Yep.
Let's set up one more time. Hold on. Okay, hand check.
Pretty good.
Okay. All right. And okay, on 5, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, when you're ready. Take a look.
Ah.
I mean, that is so much better. Now again, this is so weird feeling to you right now, but that is going to make your life so much better.
It feels really solid. Like
Oh, I'm telling you, it's so much more athletic. It's going to feel weird first, and then you're going to go, my God, that's so much
Yeah.
better. It's going to feel so much better there. That was great.
Yeah.
So like I said, I don't know if it's just, it might just been as simple as get closer and surf the line that way.
Yeah.
Or if you need some of the jumping feeling of the legs driving, or that just gives you a feeling of where it feels like to push from.
I feel like
But-
probably getting that way feels to me like maybe the logical, and then the jump after that we can bring in. I don't know what you
6
think
iron.
about that.
BC 6 iron.
Okay.
Yes, I do like that. I think, again, and if getting closer just is enough, then I'm happy. We're good.
Should I
Fire
go
checker flag again.
checker flag?
Okay, eyes closed, stand tall. Keep your eyes closed, set up. Okay, eyes open. Okay, so it looks like maybe a ball. You gotta get a ball closer.
Maybe like half a ball, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, look, set up check. Look, see where you're at with the 6 iron.
Okay. Is that knuckle?
Okay. Now here's what. Let me show you one last thing. That if I was you and I was going to go practice, right?
Yeah.
Again, the gym's going to make this easier,
Yeah.
right? But in the meantime, if you sit up here and you go, okay, look down and you're like, okay, I see this knuckle, I would probably go a little farther and torture yourself where your whole shot here is to try and not shake it. Now, I don't want to hurt your wrists,
Yeah.
but the whole
Try
thought is
not-
if I've got to create crazy space so that when you're in the heat of battle, it feels normal because you want to make it hard in practice so it's easy
Yeah.
when you play,
Okay.
right? Because I was like, if you're here, normally, we get you here, torture, and you play in the middle, I'd be happy.
Yeah, brilliant.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So the more space you create, the easier this is going to be. And you'll hit some shots where you're like, God, it feels so good.
How's that?
Yeah, go ahead, try one. Surf the line back that way. That was actually really good.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was weird because you're not used to doing that. That's why the weight shift was a little late, but hit a couple of those. To me, if I take a look at that right now, that doesn't look close. It looks normal.
How about that?
If it feels like torture to you, that's great.
Okay.
Okay, now just create the space.
I like the feeling.
And I want more. I mean, that's like, to me, that's 50% of where I want you.
Okay.
Oh, that was even better. Now notice that flight there, that little, what's your preferred flight?
I like a little fade.
Okay. Well, here's the beautiful thing about early extension. If you start getting rid of early extension, right comes more in, so you actually can release harder and the ball won't go left.
Uh-huh.
That's where the speed will come up. It's really hard to hook it doing it right.
Doing it right, yeah.
So you can actually start to release a little more. But before, if you release really hard, left was a problem. So stay close and just release it. That was so good. And you feel like you're falling over backwards. It'll get more comfortable as you do
Yeah.
this. It'll feel more athletic.
I don't mind falling over backwards if I can hit it
Yeah.
like that. I really don't mind.
She's a quick learner. So it was almost she just had to see it, and then she kind of got the feeling of doing it. Yeah. So uncomfortably close, and then just create the space in the swing.
Pretty good, but it's amazing how I can really feel my right hamstring having to work.
Get really close on this one,
Okay.
and then we'll go comfortable. Remember, if you don't, I want you to get penalized if you early extend. You'll shake it if you early extend.
Okay.
It's ridiculous. Now watch. Go to where you're used to. Get far away.
Okay. I don't want to now. It's so
I know. That's
ugly.
Like, look, doesn't that feel weird? You're like,
Yeah, it's
how
awful.
have I been that far away? That's what.
It's hideous.
Right.
Let's get back to nice
I
and...
didn't even want to do the far away one.
No.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So you know what I'm all in. Let's just do that. So now I want to show you there's going to be a bunch of stuff on your exercise, but there's probably 3, maybe 4 exercises that I just want to make sure you do right because these
Yeah.
are going to be the money moves. Let's go do those real quick.
Can you just film one of these
Oh,
on
absolutely.
your phone down the line?
Absolutely.
Just so we
You want me
have
to film it on your phone?
No,
So
you
have
can
it?
have it.
Okay. Go ahead. watch this. Watch this one.
Feels really good.
Look at this one. Right cheek's behind the line. I mean, it's almost, you almost moved too far back. Oh yeah, if he's showing you Justin James, which is a world long drive guy,
Yeah.
right? Jason Zubak, did you ever watch him ever hit?
Who's that?
Jason Zubak, 6-time world long drive?
Yeah.
Watch this. This is what Jason sets up.
Whoa.
You look at, you saw his feet?
Yeah.
But they're all jumping this way.
Yeah, yeah.
They're not going that way, right?
No.
Jason Zubak, when he used to compete, he would do this. He would get himself set. This is where he'd be. I'm like, dude, you're gonna hit the shaft right here. He's like, don't worry. You get over here and you would, boom,
No
come over
way.
here. That's what he would do. It's crazy what he used to do.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Hold on. Let me just put here. Okay.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm ready. Yeah,
Oh.
that looked more like human though.
Bugger.
That's right. You're exaggerating, which I love. So remember, when you play, what are you going to do? You're just going to hit, right? So
Yeah.
you torture yourself with practice. Like, just do a normal
This is
shot
a-
now. Just
this-
swing. Don't try. Just swing.
I like this.
I understand you need to do a lot of that, but let me just see a normal shot now.
Okay, fine.
She's like, fine.
I don't even know what normal is now. I just want that one.
Let me just see it. Yeah. See, normal's actually already better. It's just
Yeah.
it won't feel comfortable to go that way.
I love it.
That's the
I
whole goal.
really love it.
Here's that
amazing.
last one. I mean, that's ridiculous. Have you ever seen somebody change that fast? By the way, shaft is perfectly on the forearm. It's not underneath. It took away that shallow. I mean, when you go this way,
The exit's so much better as well.
my God, that is so good right there. It's ridiculous. What I'm saying, the more you early extend, remember, the more the handle
Yeah.
goes up, it puts the stress on that
It
right
feels
wrist.
really good.
Okay, good.
Okay, I'm gonna hit one more and then I'm coming.
Okay, let's see what that does now. So this is just.
Love that little fade.
I'm done. Okay, let's go in the gym. That's my work is done here. Drop the mic. If I had a mic, I'd drop it. We're done.
That is outrageous. And it feels,
Cool.
excuse
Cool.
my French, but fucking amazing.
Good. That's what I like
Feels
to hear.
so good.
So I want to show you, because again, they're all going to be, the exercise is all videos. You go through and watch it, but there's like 3 or 4 that are really the money moves for this. So feet together on the board there.
Wobble board.
Feet together.
Feet together.
Okay, I'm bringing your toes closer to you.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to try and keep your knees as straight as you can. You're going to lift your hands up in the air, and you're just going to, keeping your knees locked, go down as far as you can, and back up. Just do that 5 times real quick. This is more of like a little warm up. Good, and back up. One more, all the way up. Good, now you're going to go on this side of the board with your heels up. So we're going to, yep. A little bit farther back, so your heels are a little higher. Now we're taking your toes farther away, hands up, keep your knees locked. Just try and touch. Let's just do 5 of those. Good, and back up. Keep the knees locked. Good. 3 more. 2 more. And this is doing some weird stuff. I don't even want to tell you, but just keep doing it. 1 more. Okay, then you're going to step off like this. So we're going to go about shoulder width apart. We're going to squat down, grab onto our toes. And you can go outside and inside. Now holding onto your toes, you're going to lift your butt up in the air. Let's do that 5 times. And back. Nope, keep your hands underneath your toes. And lift your butt up in the air as high as you can. Good, butt back down. And again, high as you can. 2. Yep, 3. 4. 5. Now those 3 will be on your workout program. Okay, come all back up, put your feet together. Let me just see where we are. Let me see you try and touch your toes. Notice that's already getting better. Imagine if we're doing that every day, right? So those are the first 3 you're going to see, and then come over here.
Okay.
Now this is one that I'm probably going to add to your program. That I don't think the AI probably put this on here.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the one I really want to go over with. Your butt is going to be there. Your feet are going to be here. Your head's going to be there.
Okay.
So butt is close to the wall, head's over there, feet up on the wall. This is the fascia stretch, one that I think you need. This is one of these where you literally should be doing somewhere between 90 seconds and 2 minutes, almost up to 3 minutes a day on this, okay? So you get as close as you can to a wall.
Yep.
Take your feet apart, right? Toes go in, feet out like this,
Wow.
okay? Now you're going to take your hands.
Yeah.
You ever watched the movie Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Imagine you're Spider-Man. This is how, yeah, that's how they shoot a web, just like that. Perfect. So shooting the web like this,
Yeah.
elbows locked. You're going to keep the web like that. Take your hands over your head. Now what you're going to do is you're going to feel like your hands are going to reach that way as far as they can. Chin's tucked, looking down towards the wall.
Yeah.
Your butt feels like it's going towards the corner. Hands are going this way. Now you're going to try and get your toes below your heels. Drive your toes
Is
down.
this a wind up?
Get your toes below your heels.
Okay. Ow.
There it is. That's what I wanted to hear. Okay, take your hands that way,
Yeah.
butt this way and toes down. Where's the worst?
I mean, like the top of the calves.
Okay, that's where your fascia is the tightest right now.
Right.
Now we're going to hold this for 90 seconds. And the more you drive this down, the more you're going to get out of this.
Right.
And this is something I'm telling you, if you do this every day,
Yeah.
right? Let's say 90 seconds, 2 minutes, where you're like I need to see that face, like
Yeah.
you're too comfortable right now.
Okay.
There it is, right? So you're going to be doing, and make sure you're shooting the web,
Yeah.
right? This way. There it is. That's the look.
That's the
I want at least 90 seconds.
Ow.
And what happens, it's like it'll start to loosen up the fascia, and you might feel it in other areas. You might feel it like in your lat. You might feel it in your lower back. You
Yeah, I
might feel
feel
it
it
in
my
your hip.
left shoulder.
There you go. Now the left shoulder's coming in. This is such a big deal for you, this one. Another 15 seconds if you got it. You all right?
Yep.
If you do it right, it's torture.
Yeah.
Because I'm locking you in a position where you just can't cheat.
Yeah. It's really nice of you.
You're welcome. Couple more seconds. Push the spider web part of your hand, or not as much extension in that right wrist, but just push your hands away. And last 5 seconds, drive these down as much as you can. And relax your arms, bend the knees, roll to your side, and go ahead and stand up.
Ugh.
Stand up if you can.
Okay. No problem.
Now just walk around for a second. Just kind of shake it out.
Wow.
Okay, now feet together, stand tall. Let me see you try and touch your toes.
Wow.
Let's
I
go.
really felt that also loosening off that bit.
Correct, and that's where you'll feel the whole fascia go all the way down your toes without even thinking down there. Notice the difference already, right? Imagine if we did this every day.
I know. Yeah, it's
Right?
going to be good.
That's the barrier that has created a lot of this.
Right.
And again, you saw you can do it without stretching it out, but God, it makes it easier
Yeah.
if you're not fighting this, right? So like I said, I'll go look. I think there's going to be a bunch of them. Those 4 for sure, right? So it's basically toes up,
Yeah.
heels up,
I'll
the
get
reverse
followed one of
toe.
these guys.
Yeah,
So good.
actually didn't get, okay, so I'm going to add those. Oh, I see what it went after.
What did it go after?
It went after some of the stuff for the squat. It also went after the right rotation on the trunk. It went after that a little bit, which can cause part of this. It went after some trunk rotation, went after your ankles, which I think is good. I can either do one of 2 things. I can add to that one, or would you rather me add to your AI or create a separate one, which are the ones that I add?
Maybe a separate one.
Okay,
and I'll
that way you can
focus
see
on
what the
those.
computer did
Yeah.
versus what the ones, and nothing's wrong with these, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna add some on there.
Okay.
Okay, so just review real quick.
Yeah.
We're gonna make the touching your toes, all the fitness part, we're gonna make life easier so it doesn't affect your swing. On your swing, you're gonna get closer to the ball and you're gonna start to create space and move away, right? You do those things, I think life's gonna get better. The last piece, like just to be a good genie that you asked for, I can't have your right arm be better than your left arm.
Okay.
Right, I really think it should be, like in your practice, you should be hitting some left hand only swings.
Yeah.
But this is very injury producing. So it's like, I'm talking like, don't go crazy on me.
Yeah.
Like your goals over the year to get good with your left hand. So like maybe like hit 10 balls with your left arm only. Don't, a lot of times when you're hitting, you're like, I'm fine. The next day you can't lift your arm.
Yeah.
So don't do that.
Okay.
Like 10 swings a day,
Yeah.
or 10 times every time you practice, just trying to make contact, the strength, coordination, power of your left will come fast.
Right.
Once the left arm starts to be able to make contact, then you can do some where you're holding on with your left hand and your right arm doesn't even hold. And just like the left arm, I got players that can hit 80% of their normal distance with just their left hand.
Wow.
Right? It's hard for you to make contact because your right arm is so dominant.
Yeah.
And just to try and take the stress off the right arm, I'd want to get the left arm up to speed.
Okay.
I couldn't test it because some of the chest bass stuff, but I'm pretty confident
Yeah.
from some of the strength testing that would be a big benefit.
Okay.
Okay?
Awesome.
Any questions for me?
No, I think that's been a
It
wrap.
was a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
You're
It's
very
been an
welcome.
absolute privilege for me to have your time and to go through this whole process
Thanks.
with you
Thanks for
today.
coming.
Honestly,
Appreciate
it means a lot, so
And
thank you.
If you ever have questions, just send me text of your video. I'd be
I
happy
will.
to run those as you're searching.
Awesome.
And if you get a coach, too, let me know. I'd
I
be happy to
will.
talk to
It's
them.
still under review, but I'll let you know who can help me.
Sounds good.
Brilliant. What an experience that was. Honestly, I am buzzing on the inside. I cannot believe how such an experienced set of eyes has been able to impact and change my game so quickly. That feeling through impact, I can't put it into words. It feels epic. And I promise to myself and to Dr. Greg Rose that I'm going to do the work. I'm going to do these exercises and hopefully see big changes in my game. Again, if you find this video interesting, then please like and subscribe. That means the world to us. But also search TPI Institute instructors and you'll be able to find a whole host of regional trainers that are qualified to do exactly what Dr. Greg Rose has done with me today. They can take you through the system. I'd highly recommend it to prevent injuries in the future and to help you manage your body and optimize what you have right now to play the best golf you possibly can for as long as you possibly can. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time around.